There are some pretty drastic changes for how the second semester is going to be run in Math Core 1. So let me walk you through some of those changes. So for the second half of the year, your grade will be drastically different. There are three major changes happening this semester. The first change is that I'm going to begin to provide an example of well-completed notes each week. Why am I going to do this? Because a lot of students are struggling taking quality notes, and I want to give some good examples of how to do that. Things like showing your work and showing your thinking, explaining things along the way. These are things that students really need practice at, and I just want to show some examples here. How is that going to affect you? Well, there's going to be an example of the notes, and they're going to be complete. That doesn't mean that you don't have to take them. They're still going to be blank and printed out in lab. I still need you to handwrite them and turn them in. Don't necessarily go through and copy down exactly what I have. Maybe that's all right for weeks 1 and 2, but you should be trying your best to take really good notes and then only using mine as an example. Change number 2. I will begin to provide examples of some of your homework problems completed correctly and showing all the work along with your assignment. That sounds nice, doesn't it? Why is this happening? Because many students are struggling to show their thinking. I want to provide examples of how the problem should be completed in a way that shows the logical process and flow of thought. I'm going to show you how to write math neatly and how to write it so that you're showing your train of thought, so that I can look back and see what you're doing, give good feedback, and so that you can look back and see what you did, so you can, 1, correct mistakes, and 2, if you did it correctly, notice what's going on. Maybe you're using it to study or whatever. It's important that you've shown your work. How does this affect you as a student? Well, an example of the completed assignments are going to be provided. So please view these after you have completed the work yourself. Do not just use it as like, oh, Mr. Duncan gave me all the answers, I'm just going to copy it down. You want to use it after you completed it to check your work and as an example of exemplary work that you should strive towards. So you say, maybe you completed it, but you didn't show all your work. You look at mine, you say, oh, I got the right answers, but, maybe I should show a little bit more, and just start practicing that and make it good work that you can be proud of. And this big thing that's going to affect you is because this is leading to change number 3, which is the biggest. Change number 3 is that the way you earn your grade will change from the practices to the in-lab assessments. The emphasis on your practices is now going to be a lot smaller, and the in-lab paper quizzes and tests will be much more important. They're going to happen every 2 to 3 weeks and at the end of each unit. Why is this happening? Because there are actually 3 reasons. The first is that I'm now providing you with the notes and a lot of the answers to your assignments. So with those things, I don't want you to be able to just copy those down and then turn them in and say, oh, I have a grade because I copied down all the stuff that Mr. Duncan gave me. So I need you to come in and show me that you know what's going on. Number 2 is that because the practices can be taken multiple times, and with all your available resources, there's other people around to ask, there's your notes, there's the internet, there's all that stuff that's helping you take those, and you can take them multiple times. I need proof that you know the material and that you can sit down and do it by yourself. And that's why you need to come into lab and complete an assessment for me so that I can see that you know what you're doing. The third is because I believe it's important that you practice the pressure of having to sit down and study for something that's coming up, and then come in and recall that necessary information at the needed time. It's important to practice test taking because you're going to have to take tests in your life including the SAT and things like that as you move forward. How does this affect you as a student? Well, the first reason is obvious because your grade's going to be calculated differently. You will need to take good notes. You need to make sure you know the material and prepare yourself for the in-lab assessments. You can't just take the practice, oh, I got a good grade, and then forget about it. You have to be present for the assessment to take it, and no skipping or you will not pass. Let's look at some facts about these in-lab assessments. What are they going to be like? They're going to occur every 2 to 3 weeks, and at the end of each unit. They're mandatory. If you skip, you will not pass. You have to take these. I will provide a 3-day span during which you are allowed to take the assessment. Usually a Wednesday through Friday, so we'll have a Wednesday and a Thursday. You'll be in lab one of those days. Or a Friday if you end up missing one of those days, kind of a makeup. You must be in lab to take the assessment. If you're part-time, I'll discuss with you how you want to take it. I will provide you with a list of things that you need to know, and I will be grading you according to how well you know the things on the list. So I will provide that list. Here are the things that you need to know, and here are the things that I'm going to be grading you on that. Obviously, the practices and the notes will be great resources. A lot of the questions are going to come almost directly from those things. So I reserve the right to allow you to use certain resources during the assessment, such as like your handwritten notes. Maybe I'll allow you to write some things on a note card that you can use during that. Or I could just make it so that you have to come in and just only use your brain. But just in case, if I were you, I would take good handwritten notes and have resources ready just in case. You will be aware of the assessment at least 2 days before the opening of that 3-day window. So if it's like Wednesday through Friday is the window, you will know at least on Monday. That's the very least. I'm shooting to let you know the week before so that you have plenty of time to prepare. But at least 2 days before the opening. You cannot fall behind because we've got a 3-day window to take this. So do not fall behind. Let me know if you have any questions, but not complaints, because this is happening. So this is in your best interest. This happened not to punish you, but because I wanted to provide you with some examples of notes and well-completed assignments and things like that. And I can't just be giving you these things without still providing a way that you can show me that you know the material. So please don't be too mad